Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, all of you guys that has been watching me today. Okay, my name is Kresna Fajri. I'm a student from State University of Malang from Biotechnology Department. So, today I want to tell you a little bit about biotechnology, about some biofuels. Okay, so before we start this lesson today, I want to ask a permission and I want to say sorry because if in this video I'm getting cough or I'm getting sneeze, I'm very sorry for the disturbance because you know that this month a lot of people get sick and also in Indonesia itself there are a lot of rains during this month and just few days ago I got sick and yeah, you know what happens next. It's very bad. Okay, so we're going to our lesson today about biotechnology to biofuels, transforming biomass to biofuels. Of course, all of you were asking the same question because how, why do I choose these topics? Because you know that today, a lot of people in all the world has an oil shortage. So, um, that we also use gasoline to light up our vehicle, but there are some conditions that gasoline now is very rare because yeah, you know that gasoline come from fuel fossils and it needs 100 years of process in making. So yeah, it's very rare and uh, right now gasoline's conditions are at its shortage. So we as a scientist, we need to create another source of fuels. And uh, I think that biofuels can be a solution for our oil shortage because you know that biofuels came from plant and animals residues, so it can make us an alternate energy. So today we're going to talk about biotechnology to biofuels, transforming biomass to biofuels. So before we start, we need to know what is the definition of biofuels or biomass. So biofuel, what is biofuels? Biofuels is a fuel that contemporarily produced from biomass rather than a fuel that produced through very slow geological process. You know uh, that fuel fossils, as we know, it is very uh, slow process. It needs 100 or perhaps 1,000 years to create gasoline that we use right now. So uh, the scientists get a solution. What is the solution? The solution is biofuels. Biofuels came from biomass. What is biomass? Biomass is a plant or animal that can be used for energy production. So here I want to make this presentation looks interesting about how can we transform biomass into the biofuels. But before we go to the production from transforming the biomass to biofuels, I want to tell you a little bit about the history of biofuels. So this is biofuels through history. The first person who invented and convinced people to use ethanol was Nicholas August Otto, and it became the second one. The second one, Rudolf Diesel, also contributed in biofuel history. So he makes some kind of machine, if I'm not mistaken. He makes some kind of machine that can run with biofuel, that can run with peanut oil. Yeah. And the third one is Henry Ford. He designed and produced a car that used hemp-derived oil as fuel. So actually, there's a lot of scientists that uh, making a research about biofuel, but at this presentation I only give you just 3%. And also that biofuel has also been used during the World War II. You know that after World War II, that a lot of war machines, tanks, and planes were using a gasoline to power it up. So uh, at the time, gasoline were at the shortage. So a lot of the warring country need a biofuels as an alternate energy, and the first country that has a high needed of biofuels were Germany, and the second one was the Britain. And also a lot of research were conducted about biofuels because you know that a lot of machines need to be powered up. So the next is, why do we use biofuels? Of course, right now you must be asking, what is the benefit of biofuels in our life? So today, this is I want to tell you about the benefits of biofuels. The first thing is fast production. Actually, it's not very fast, but you know that uh, if it compare with uh, gasoline power with petroleum gas, of course it is very fast because you just extract something from the plant and then you gather it up, and after that you just add a methanol to the biomass, and after that you through the some chemical process, and then it became the biofuels. Actually it's not very fast, but if it compared with the fuel fossils that we use at this time that require 1,000 years to create, I think it's the very fast production. Okay, I'm sorry because I've got sick. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay, the second one can be used as an alternate energy. The third one was to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. Of course, you know that fuel fossils right now has become the greatest issue of global warming. It creates carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, and it also creates an acid rain. That's the problem if we use the fuel fossils as a fuel. And the fourth one is we can stimulate regional economics. And the fifth one is easy to get. Easy to get. And the benefits from chemical perspective. So from the point five, we can get conclusion that biofuel is easy to get. It can be made from frying oil. Frying oil at this case is a vegetable oil, the corn oil. And as you can see, this is the molecule structure of vegetable oil. So in the red box, it was glycerin. It was glycerin. It became the main ingredients at the biofuels making. And this is three bonds of fatty acids. So this is the glycerin and the fatty acid, and we also usually call triglyceride. But you know that lot. Okay, sorry. But you can't use triglyceride directly on making biofuels, so we need to process it. The process is called trans-esterification. So at first we know that triglyceride is bonding up with the fatty acids, but we don't need the triglyceride. So we in this process we just cut it out, and we can replace the triglyceride with methanol. And after that, after we mix it up within the three bonds of fatty acids into the with the methanol, we could wash this compound with water, And after that, this is the newly produced biofuel. It is very simple, a very simple way to create biofuels. The next step is how can we convert biomass to biofuel? So in making biofuels, we need to search for biomass that will be transformed to biofuels. At this presentation, I just give you some an easy example. The first one is wood pellets here, and the second one is oat straw, and the other is apple peels. So after you eating apples, don't dump the peels everywhere. We just can gather it and making biofuels. And the others was nutshells. Only with these ingredients we could make a biofuels. But actually, if you want to improve with your own ingredients, it's okay. It's at this version that I just make some a simple example to make biofuels. But we could not directly use the biomass for biofuels. So in this case, we need a step called pretreatment. A pretreatment is conducted due to recalcitrance of biomass to realize the high yields vital to economically favored commercial process. And also pretreatment can be an effective method of hydrolyzing the hemicellulose or removing a fraction of lignin. So in this pre-treatment step, we need to make the biomass as a solute, and we also make some of a solvent. Like we can use some acids like sulfuric acid with concentration from 0.20 until 6%, or we can use bases such as sodium hydroxide as an ammonia. And also you can use some ionic liquid for as a solvent. And the problems are in pretreatment. There are some problems, especially in chemicals that that acid is very corrosive compound. So we need to very careful in using it. And also it requires of expensive equipment, metallurgy, and waste handling. And if we use bases as the solvent, it is very expensive, and it's made neutralization steps. And the third one is the ionic liquids. It's more expensive than these two compounds. So the ionic liquids was very expensive, and it can be toxic in a low concentration. So the conclusion of our lesson today that due to the oil shortage, we need uh, a new alternate energy. So we choose biofuel as our alternate energy. And the second, that we can transform biomass, plant and animals residues to create biofuel. And the third one, the biofuel has certain benefits. There are fast production, and the second, reduce the greenhouse emission gas. The fourth one is easy to get, and the other is stimulate regional economies. So that's all for today. I hope you understand about my explanation today, and I hope you enjoy a little bit about my video. Although that in the middle of the video during this recording, I got cough, and I'm sorry, and I know that you understand about it. Okay, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.